Slacking off is good. Jacking off is healthy. This is what the Google search told me. I never would have guessed that busting a nut could be wrong, so I yanked and spanked away every day from dusk till dawn. From brazzers to bang bust, the lust was strong, tugging on my nuts till I bust to slits on a screen, or touching somebody else's ween. Busty Latinas sucking their stepbrother clean. How the f*** do you get stuck in a washing machine? I don't really care though, I'm just here to cream. Alright. On Valentine's Day, I never had a partner, but premium was free. The hub was always there for me. Fake taxi, bratty sis, all the days of life I missed. Instead of building up the courage to text her phone, I stayed alone, stroking to a metronome. After 6 years of addiction, I realized it was a deadly trap, a multi-billion-dollar industry profiting off the minds of people like me. So I toughened up and decided to quit. I closed down the incognito browser, pulled up my trousers, and threw the fleshlight in the bin. Goodbye, old friend. All the long nights of fapping, the ads for pills and games, fake taxi, vixen, hentai haven, real estate agent MILF, Overwatch animations that are somehow Pixar quality. In a strange way, you will be missed. But I'm never going back again. I just hit 90 days, baby. Haven't touched my rod, haven't sucked my own rod, haven't done any devious activities for 90 days. Haven't nutted except for in my sleep. And it's been a long journey, man. I remember I used to hit 3 to 4 times a day consistently. My Johnson has truly been through the ringer. I've put that little homie through a lot of turmoil, you know? My dick has post-traumatic stress disorder. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and my dick is shivering because it has the cold sweats because it's remembering one of the horrors that I've put it through. I have to feed my dick CBD oil through the urethra to calm him down. It's really, it's really dubious. Ever since I was 12 or 13, racking up numbers multiple times a day, and back in my glory days, they weren't even short nuts either. They would be extended. I do those ones where you jack off to the beat. It'd be like, and you'd stroke to the beat, and that would make you edge. So sometimes you'd just be jacking for like hours on end. It's really awful when I think about it. I'm smiling about it now, but it's truly horrific. I learned about Nofap in June of 2020, and it took me an entire year of messing up, of relapsing, of doubting myself, of denouncing Nofap, and then getting back into it until I finally got it down. And at this point, I think I finally got it to where I'm confident I'm never going back again. I've discovered the secret, and I'm going to tell you right now, no wasting time. You have to have a plan. And by a plan, I mean not just not to jack off or to do push-ups or whatever. I have like a detailed 5-point plan whenever an urge comes. Because when an urge comes, it's not like you immediately give in. There's always this little point, this period of hesitation where, you end up choosing the dark side because your mind just takes over. But if you had a plan to execute, that's what will save it. So my plan, I immediately go outside in the outdoors and I hit pull-ups. Push-ups never worked for me because my dick would poke the ground and it made it worse, honestly. But pull-ups, the intensity is much higher. My boner goes away immediately after pull-ups. But yeah, it took me a year to develop this plan and then finally quit for good. But even then, I still have a long way to go. Because my problem was so bad, it's gonna take a long ass time for my brain to completely reset. So I'm just checking in after about 3 months, because there has been progress, but for people like me, it's gonna take a while. But besides all of that, let's get into the benefits, the results after 90 days. What I know is that ography is an addiction. And it's a very nefarious addiction that preys on your reward circuit. The neurological data on this is conclusive, and there is a lot of it. Find me one good study that proves the hub is good for your brain or even indifferent. And I mean good study. You can't. At this point, if you're pro-prawn, you're just ignorant. But there are a lot of charlatans out there that'll say, no, it's healthy, it reduces prostate cancer, yada yada. They are not well researched. This addiction decreases the gray matter in your reward circuit over time. And it comes with all the other issues with any other behavioral disorder, addiction. You lose time, you have, withdrawal, cravings, all this shit that fucks up your mental state, gives you brain fog. It's no surprise that when people break this addiction, it can start a domino effect of a plethora of other positive changes to their life. It's not like it's completely debilitating, this addiction, right? But it's like a cinder block tied to your ankle. It stunts your growth. And when you stop, something like this can really be a breakthrough for you. But here's the thing, when people talk about the results of Nofap, it's all about testosterone and attracting women and all this sigma male shit, when it should just be about feeling better. Having an addiction like this is seriously detrimental to your mental health. It can make you depressed. It can make you anxious. It's not about testosterone. It's about feeling good. It's about feeling happy. It's about decreasing your stress. And in turn, when you feel better, when your stress is decreased, that gives room for your testosterone to rise because stress is the #1 killer of that shit. But seriously, here's the real scientific evidence about it. When you stop nutting, the cum shoots straight up to your brain and it starts fusing with all your neurons. But the craziest part is that once you reach this level of enlightenment, you can just walk right into King Soopers and steal shit and walk away and nobody will care. Trust me, I've tried it. I can confidently say that I feel way happier now. I'm much less depressed. Why does nobody talk about that? Because that is the #1 benefit. That is the thing that will completely change your life. And I think in the same vein of this increase in happiness I'm getting, this, recovery of my reward system, I'm more motivated. The moment I wake up, my nuts are full and I'm ready to go fucking get on my grind set. And I have also noticed a big decrease in my stress. And this stress overall also applies to social anxiety. And when I did research for this other video I made about this addiction, I found that social anxiety in particular is something that is increased with this addiction. And I have noticed it gradually getting better for me, but mostly just stress in general. Because I used to be stressed about nothing. I didn't even have to have something to be stressed about when I was cranking it all the time. And speaking of cranking it all the time is also a very big factor. And most of my nuts were fast, but #1, that shit really does build up. And #2, it's not just about the time you actually spend whacking. There's this whole setup involved, and also you're thinking about it a lot. There's also this idea of sexual transmutation, where there's a lot of energy involved in your drive to bust and create offspring, and when you cut that off, it's possible to channel it in other ways, transmute this energy into doing other things like fulfilling your sigma purpose. I definitely have felt that this is real physically. I can transmute this energy physically, like I have more energy while working out or doing things like that. I haven't felt it creatively or anything like that, but I do think it is possible. I think it'll take more time and more mastery of the fucking hermetic arts. And the moment you all been waiting for, the hose, the female attraction. I've always been a strapping young lad, blisteringly attractive, so I don't know. I don't know if that's real because these hoes always just be orbiting around my meat like a fucking... In actuality, ever since I started Nofap, I've been astral projecting so hard that it's been scaring all the hoes away. So it's actually been a hoe deterrent, but I don't care because, I'm reaching the next plane. No, but actually, for real this time, I bet you I could walk up to any woman and I could say, drop down and suck my cock, and she'd probably do it.